Hi, Mr. Osman back again. What have we made it to session 4? So session 4 today, we're going to be looking at negative numbers in a context. But before we do that, I'm just going to share something with you. You may notice a little bit something different in the background where it's R2-D2 up to about there. Yeah, Mr. Osman's a big Star Wars fan. I'm sure there's some more of you out there, but the original old school Star Wars is the way to go if you're going to watch any of them. Okay, anyway, enough of Mr. Osborne. Let's get on and share the screen. And we're going to be looking at place value, like I said, and let's get that in place. Hopefully it's going to work. Okay, fantastic. So let's get started. So today you will need a pencil, paper, and ruler if you have one. As always, if you don't have a ruler, no worries. It's just to keep things nice and neat when you are working. It's a great idea to keep it nice and neat, especially when we're in school and working in a book. So if you do it outside of school, it just becomes second habit. If you don't have a ruler, not to worry, a pencil and paper will be absolutely fine today. Okay, ready for the warm-up? Let's get going then. So use a place value knowledge to help you complete your sums. Slightly different from last time. We're not less this time. We're actually adding more. I'm going to give you a minute, maybe a minute and a half to get this done. You might have done it already. Pause it, then come back to me. Fantastic. Okay, thank you. You're probably tapping yourself on the back because you've got all the right answers. Let's go through these. So what is one more than 45,462? It is, of course, 45,463. What is 10 more? It is 45,472. What is 100 more? Well, that would be 45,562. What is 1,000 more? 46,462. And finally, 10,000 more to complete the warm-up and get all the applause. It is 55,462. Give yourself a nice tap on the back if you've managed to complete that. Well done, and let's move on. So today's learning, as I've already said, is going to be to use negative numbers in a context. So how do we use negative numbers in real life? Putting it into a situation of using negative numbers. And there you can see it's a nice little picture of a couple of negative numbers. Okay, and there we go, highlighted in bold. So that's the learning for today. Okay, so what are negative numbers? Negative numbers represent values below 0. And as you can see here, nice little animation. We have our positive numbers 1 through to 6. We have 0, and then we have our negative numbers -1 through to -6. When do we use negative numbers in real life? Take a pause there. Have a think. When might you use negative numbers in real life? Pause the video, write some things down, come back, and we'll have a look at it together. See if our lists match. Okay, so you're back. When do we use negative numbers in real life? Let's have a look what Mr. Osborne got. They can be used for many different situations. Temperatures. Whenever you hear of negative numbers, you generally hear of temperatures being talked about, and it is the freezing cold temperatures that would be talked about. Depths, below sea level. So if you're a deep sea diver and then going down to the murks of the deep ocean, then you would definitely be going into negative numbers down below. And then finally, a bit more of an adult thing, money owed, so debt. Okay, in that situation, if Mr. Osborne's been out spending on the credit card, he might go into negative numbers and then get told off by Mrs. Osborne. Okay, so let's move on. The negative number line is a reflection of the positive number line. Now I've got a little animation here just to look at it. Here we go. So we got 1 through to 6 positive numbers. Okay, our positive numbers are increasing. Okay, so off to the right, we're going heading up and we're increasing. Our negative numbers, okay, if you placed a mirror in between that, are decreasing. So off to the left. So if you look at our increasing and decreasing, it's almost pop a mirror in between, and it's a mirror image. Okay, you've got 1, decreasing, you got -1. You got 2, decreasing, you got -2. Okay, let's have a look. So counting, moving into counting. Okay, now I'm sure being a good old year 6 that you understand what I mean by counting. Let's have a look at counting across into negative numbers. So we're going to be counting back in multiples of 2. Starting at the 6, you may want to do this with me. So I'm going to start at 6. I'm going to be counting backwards in multiples of 2. So if I start at 6 and I'm counting backwards, I would obviously go to 4, 2, 0. Now it's really important we do not skip the 0. Sometimes I've seen this where children will go from 1 straight to -1. Okay, you've got to make sure that you are saying and recognizing that 0 is a value there. Okay, and then wrong way. So we've gone from 2 to 0, we've gone to -2, -4, and then -6. Decreasing, so we've gone through positive numbers down through into negative numbers. If we're counting forwards in multiples of 2, and we're starting at -5, for example, I want to just change it up a little bit here. So -5, if we're counting in multiples of 2 and it's increasing, okay, we'd have -5, -3, -1, 1, it's a bit louder, 3, and then 5. Okay, that is something that you might have to do at some point, and definitely you will find if you can count backwards, decreasing through into negative numbers, and then counting up from negative numbers, today's session will be really straightforward for you. Okay, and I'm hoping most of you will be able to do that. Definitely at some point I would say it might help to write down a little bit of a number line. Okay, and that skill we've just learned there, counting backwards and forwards, will help you definitely when you're finding the difference of a negative number and a positive number. Okay, so here's your first task for today. Okay, Mr. Wilson's going to make you do some work rather than me talking it all the way through this. Starting at 20, count down in multiples of 6, record each number you land on. You've got 4 questions there. Starting at -12, count up. So remember, that's where we're going into the positive numbers. In multiples of 4, record each number you land on. Starting at 9, count down in multiples of 3, record each number you land on. And then starting at -20, count in multiples of 7, record each number here. Just before you do that, you may realize how important times table knowledge is. Okay, I can't emphasize enough how important it will be as you head towards possibly SATs or further in life, how important it is times table knowledge. Times tables run through pretty much every part of maths, and clearly that's going to help you with counting. Pause the video, have a go, come back, and we shall go through these together. Off you go. Okay, you're back. Feels really strange because there's no pause for me. Okay, so you're back. Let's have a look at these together. Okay, so started counting from 20 and you count down in multiples of 6. Record each number you land on. Let's do this together. So we would have had 20, 14, 8, 2, -4, -10, and -16. Wonderful. Starting at -12, count up in multiples of 4. Record each number you land on. So I would have gone to -4 as my starting point. -12 as my starting point, and I'm counting up in 4s. So we have -12, -8, -4, 0, not forgetting 0, 8, 12, 16, and then finishing on 20. Okay, start at 9, count down in multiples of 3. Should all know your 3 times tables. Record each number you land on. Okay, so we're starting on 9. We're going to 6, 3, 0, -3, -6, -9, -12, -15, and -18. There, that really highlights the mirror of the positive numbers and the negative numbers there. Starting on 20, last one, -20, count up in multiples of 7, record each number that you land on, and away we go. We have -20, -13, -6, 1, 8, and then we're finishing on 15. And that's probably a really fantastic job you've done there. Okay, let's move on. So, real life temperature. That's my dog. That's Arthur making a noise. Okay, real life temperature. You often find when talking about negative numbers, that temperature is spoken about. Negative numbers are used to describe the temperature when it drops below freezing. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So during the day, the temperature is 1 degrees. At night, the temperature drops to -6. Okay, so the temperature was 1 and is now -6. So the temperature is therefore, so think about it, let me read that. The temperature was -1, it is now -6. Therefore, the temperature has dropped by 7 degrees. Okay, what are we doing there? The skill we're doing there is we're simply counting down through the positive numbers, down through the negative numbers. Okay, nice and straightforward, you can see on that temperature. Now, this word here is quite important because you will see this come up today, and you'll certainly see it throughout year 6. You could say that the difference in temperature between night and day is 7 degrees, okay? Difference is simply what is the difference from 1 to -6. Now, when we counted through, the difference was 7 jumps. That is our difference. So the difference in temperature is 7 degrees. So during the day, it is 1. During the night is -6. And then the difference between both of those numbers is 7 degrees. Okay, nice and straightforward. Here we go. Question for you. Maybe pause the video, have a go, come back, and we'll look through the answers together. I'll just read it out to you. During the day, the temperature is 10 degrees. At night, the temperature drops to -2. What is the difference in temperature between night and day? Pause the video there, come back, and we will have a look at these together. Okay, fantastic. You are back. Just a quick look at my time. So during the day, the temperature was at 10 degrees. At night, the temperature is at -2. What is the difference in temperature between day and night? Now, I'm going to use the thermometer. I'm going to have a look. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So I've made my way down to 0. And then I can see I've then done 2 jumps to get to -2. Okay. Got a nice little animation there just to show you what I've done. Okay, so the difference in temperature is 12 degrees. Okay, and I hope you're seeing and you recognize it here. We have 10 to 0, which gives us our 10, and then we have 0 to -2, that then gives us the 2. 10 at the 2 gives us 12 degrees. That is the difference in temperature. Okay, another question for you. In December, the average temperature at night is -6. It is 10 degrees warmer during the day. What is the average temperature during the day? Now, the difference with this question is you are given the difference, okay? So it is telling us the difference between night and day is 10 degrees. Okay, pause the video, have a go at this, and then we will look at this together. Fantastic. Right, let's have a look. I can't remember if I've done any animation for this. Okay, so yes, I have. The temperature starts out at -6. You know the difference, so I discussed that before. We know the difference is 10, so we're adding up through the negatives, okay, and we're going up to 10, okay? So what we should be doing here is we'll be taking our -6 down to 0. So the 6 comes off of the 10, that would leave us with 4, and then I'm going to count my 4 up into the positive numbers, therefore giving me the temperature of 4 degrees. So the average temperature during the day is 4 degrees. Okay, just to cover that quickly again. Okay, I was given in the question the difference. I knew I was beginning at -6, so I knew I had to count up through. So I know I've got to count 10 steps. So from 6 to 0, I can take the 6 off of my 10 steps. That leaves me with 4 steps left, taking me up to 4 degrees. Okay. Okay, time for some independent questions. Complete the missing numbers in this sequence. So work out the sequence and then you will make your way through to negative numbers by the looks of it. Mr. Osborne visits the shops. He parks his car on level 5. The shops are on level -3. How many levels must he go down? The thermometer shows a recorded temperature of 22 in Southampton on the day in August. In December, the temperature was 28 degrees lower, was the recorded temperature. And then finally on question 4, what the midday temperatures in different cities are shown below. What's the highest temperature? What is the lowest temperature? And what is the difference between Glasgow and Cardiff? Pause the video. I'll see you in a few minutes, and then we'll go through these together. Okay, you're back. So complete the missing number sequence. Let's have a look. 7 to 4, I've been noting down that that is a jump of 3. So we're taking away 3. So if we're taking away 3, well, we'll take away 3 from 4 would leave us with 1. So that gives us a jump of 1. We can move on to -2. And then taking away another 3 would give us -5. Hopefully you've got those. Tap yourself on the back if you did. Okay, Mr. Osborne visits the shops. He parks on car park level 5. The shops are on level 3. How many levels must he go down? I'm just going to write these down because this is nice and easy. From 5 down to -3, I can count how many jumps I've done. So if I was in that situation where I needed to, I could count that down. Or you could say, well, 5 to 0. That is 5, and then minus from 0 to -3 is 3. Add those two together, gives us 8 levels. Okay, Mr. Osborne has gone down 8 levels. Okay, so question 3. The thermometer shows the recorded temperature of 22 degrees in Southampton on a day in August. Lovely. In December, the temperature was 28 degrees lower. What was the recorded temperature in December? Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to look to have 22 take away 28. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my 22, take myself down to 0. So that will be 22 taken away from the 28, which leaves us 6 left. And then we're going to count from 0 down to -6, giving us the answer of 6 degrees in December. Okay, hopefully you got that. Give yourself a tap on the back if you did. Let's have a look at the final question, the 4th question. Midday temperatures in different cities are shown below. Which city has the highest temperature? Let's have a look down. Liverpool, London, Glasgow, Cardiff, Nottingham. So I'm going to say it is London with the highest temperature. The lowest temperature, definitely going to be looking in the negative numbers columns here. I can see 2. I can see Glasgow with the lowest temperature. And then finally, what is the difference in temperature between Glasgow and Cardiff? Here we go. So Cardiff is 4 degrees and Glasgow is -10. Again, we're going to, pardon me, again, we're going to count down from 4 to 0 and then 0 to 10, which would give us 14 degrees difference. So that would be the difference in temperature. Okay, so a quick recap of what we've been looking at today. We've been looking at using negative numbers in a context. We've gone through counting backward from positive numbers through to negative numbers. We looked at different scenarios where you may use negative numbers, and definitely temperature popped up a few times, remembering negative numbers as cold. Okay, so okay, nice little animation there. And then next time, what are we moving on to? So next time we're looking at solving number problems, and that is really going to accumulate what we've learned so far in our previous 4 sessions. So hope you join me for that. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time, Mr. Osborne. Bye-bye.